Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. Tonight have we got a show for you. Let's get started with this. Hello everybody, I am Ryan, the guy who has done all this as basically producer, editor of Tales of Valhalla, the Aftermath Chronicles, which is a stop motion Heroscape adventure, and we're premiering an episode tonight. No work. Episode 6 of Tales of Valhalla, Season 3. Yes! And I have a guest panel with me tonight as well. Michael. Hello, Michael.
Hi.
How you doing tonight? It's good to see you.
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing awesome. Now, Michael is the voice of Ki-Mo Shi.
I'm really excited to be here. It's my first time ever doing this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So it's good to have you on board. And then next we're gonna go to Mr. Joe Crazy.
Hello.
Hello. It's like I talk to you all the time, I think. But
yeah, you do.
But yeah, Joe Crazy has hopped on, played various
a lot of minor characters. Yeah, but you know, the characters nonetheless.
Characters. There will be some semi-important characters later on in the series, and we'll have him back on, I'm sure, for future premieres when we showcase those relatively new characters coming in the end of Season 3. And you have a YouTube channel as well, so why don't you talk about it?
Yeah, Joe Crazy 3193 is my channel. I make a lot of Heroscape content between battle videos and informational videos about maybe different events going on. So you can find me there on YouTube, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm everywhere. Joe Crazy 3193.
Great to have you on board tonight. Now, going down, it's like the Brady Bunch here. Mr. Joey Ranieri, who really needs no introduction, but we're going to do it anyway. Mr. Joey Ranieri is the Lieutenant Daniel Taylor.
The ever lovable, the ever gullible, the ever proud Lieutenant Dan.
It's good to have you on board tonight. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I am doing mighty fine. I am happy to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. The two guests on the bottom here, they don't have video chats, but they are just as important to the series. And so introduce Sean first. Sean, say hi.
Hi. My name is Sean. I own Vagrant Studios, LLC, based on the outskirts of Flint, Michigan. It's a Christian/family-friendly video content. And if you wish to check out the webpage, it'll be vagrantstudios.org. Vagrant as in homeless and studios.org. We'll be glad to see you there.
I know you're sounding a little low. Hopefully that came through okay. And because, I mean, the levels looked okay for the sound, so hopefully it did. But yes, Sean, while doing all those things, he is also the voice of Sergeant Drake Alexander. And Sergeant Drake Alexander plays a big role in this episode. So, wanted to have Sean on board. Glad you could join us, Sean.
Thank you, Blue Boys. Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, it's good to see you. And now, last but certainly not least, we have Mr. Charles. I don't know if you still call yourself Blah Network Bro. I know that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was definitely a long time ago. I've kind of hidden that moniker with just the what do you call just the letters?
The B&B.
Yeah.
It's great to have you on board tonight. Charles is the voice of Kurok the Elementalist, as well as Evar Scarcarver in the series. So the main villain in this 3-season series, Kurok the Elementalist. Charles joining us tonight for commentary. Charles, it's great to have you on board.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to be here. Definitely. I also I'm doing a fighting game podcast with a friend now. We've been on hiatus for a little bit, but if anyone's interested in checking that out, it's hard_knockdown on Twitch and Twitter, or hard knockdown anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff.
Anybody watching this on YouTube? Eventually, when I get it up on YouTube, I'll have all the links for everybody's stuff down below in the description for sure. It's great that you all can join us tonight, and we have a fun episode to show. I mean, absolutely it's just gonna be a blast. I think because all y'all have seen it already, because you guys got to preview it, and it's gonna knock people's socks off. And it looks like we don't have an audience of one. We have an audience of a few people, which is really cool. So how about we get started with this, and then we'll be back for commentary after this episode's up. So hold on to your seats, folks. Here we go.
Mind shackle.
So natural too.
Isn't it just the most awesome laugh? I just
Absolutely.
So good. Anyway, so that's the episode.
Not to mention that it's like so creepy and evil, you know.
Yes. Oh, it's yeah. It just I
So
love it.
good.
I love it every time. Every time it happens. It's just yeah. And did that feel like 12 minutes? That did not feel like 12 minutes.
No. Can we
More.
get 24 minutes of that? That'd be great.
It's 12 minutes every single time. Doesn't feel like 12 minutes.
Actually, you know what? It ended on a W for me, so I'm good here, actually.
And my lines were great.
This is the most cinematic episode I've seen out of you yet, Ryan. This is unbelievable work. You know, between the animation, the sound effects, the music design, like literally every single ounce of effort you have put in this, it shows. You know, the set design's amazing, the animation, you know, sound effects. It's so amazing. How do you keep doing this? How do you keep growing and getting better? It's fantastic. The shots that you chose too is just so good. And it draws with my eyes. It's great.
The thing is with those shots too, a lot of those shots are the shots. Like,
and not to mention
because I don't have time to be like, okay, I'll try this one and see how it works. I mean, I start everything I do with a wide shot and then work my way in, but sometimes it's like it's just that shot, and then maybe some close-ups. Hello, Hard Knockdown. Glad you could join us there on Twitch. So it says, between the effects, shot composition, and score, it's clear that you guys are very talented at this. Appreciate it.
It's just him. It's just Ryan.
All him.
It's all him. It's nothing to do with us. We're just strictly the voices.
He tells us what to do.
That's right. And then if we don't deliver on what he wants, then he pulls out the cat o' nine tails and goes all medieval on us.
He finds us. He finds us.
This was like 4 or 5 years ago, so you know those wounds will have healed already.
Yeah, if we did not do what he wants correctly, he will find us and make sure that we do it correctly next time. He has no problem finding us.
I know.
Well, and
it's like he's got GPS air tags on us or something, man. It's just like he suddenly appears, then like locks us into our food pantry and we can't eat anything. It's just torture.
If you move,
it's really weird. There is this constant beeping light in my arm. I don't know what it's communicating with, but it does worry me.
It's his mothership. You know nothing about these. Yes, it's imagination.
Okay, I'm just gonna mute my microphone now and let them talk because.
No, but I think you really did.
Like, working with a different Ryan.
You really nailed it for not only people that have been watching the series for a long time, because it is such like a summation and like a build up on like so much developed skill, but also like people that are just hopping on for the first time. It's a great point because it is so cinematic. It is so friendly with the story, and all the characters give you such a good sense of personality and tone about them so quickly. But yeah, can we watch it? I'm excited.
I am going to give nods towards all the wonderful voice actors who did this, because y'all might have just maybe done 1% of the work, but for me, it's 100% of why this works, and I couldn't do this without you guys, and I appreciate it so much. So I'm going to give nods to, and I hopefully have everybody listed here. It's a long list for this episode. So first, Charlie Tooth, aka Toothpick, voiced by Tyler Fine. James Henderson, voiced by Corey Wong. Daniel Taylor, the Lieutenant Dan, voiced by Mr. Joey Ranieri. Harold Gimp, voiced by Dean Klaus. Sergeant Drake Alexander, voiced by Mr. Sean Gallagher. Kimoshi, voiced by Michael Ortiz. Nigoksa and Canuck Yurnt, voiced by Jason Rutherford. Tulbakra, voiced by Jerry Anderson. Raylan the Kyrie Warrior, voiced by Nicole Avron. Kelda and the Kyrie Warrior, voiced by Rachel Avron. Karak the Elementalist and Ever Scarcarver, voiced by Mr. Charles Johnson here. Damaris Saleh and Bonnie Miller, who's my mom, is the voice of Estavara. Torin, voiced by Mr. Andre Saleh. And Johnny Shotgun Sullivan, voiced by Mr. Mark Pierce. Mariko, voiced by Shay Franchini. The Prime Air Elemental, voiced by Aidan Wolfson. The Prime Water Elemental, voiced by Morgan Wolfson. And the basically all the other Morrow, the Morrow Hounds, Riders, Morrow Stingers, Morrow Drones, the Prime Earth Elemental itself is voiced by yours truly. So thank you so much to all you guys who voiced for this, because you guys really do make the heart of this series. If it was just my voice, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. And you guys have put a lot of time, volunteering your time for this. And it, I'm not going to cry until the end of season 3, so I'm not going to do it now. I'll do that on episode 10. But thank you guys so much for all the help and time and effort that you have given for this.
I want to say I commend the writing on this show. It is, in my opinion, a lot better than most TV shows and movies that are on today. I think it is that good.
Appreciate it.
And so I commend, my hat is off to you for that. I mean, this is like 20 out of 10 quality work.
Second that.
Third. Oh.
Ah!
I'm good.
Thanks.
What you don't know is that half of what was said was ad-libbed, so some of you guys like say things a lot better than what's on the script, but many thanks. All right, there we are. Okay, now we're starting. All right, there's a little few shots with the Mara running there, heading to wherever. Now this first shot, I just want to say first off, much kudos to High Ground Tiles. I have links for their store and everything, and usually in every video I post on Tales of Valhalla YouTube. But you see all like the sand tiles, all this 3D printed stuff. That is 99% by them, designed by them. I just had 3D printed the stuff. It enhances so much, and like this arch and everything. Basically, 3D printing that stone arch made this entire scene. It really did. So many thanks to High Ground Tiles, and I'm glad to finally, after like 4 years, finally to showcase some of their stuff because it was just excellent.
I love the voice. Stay behind me.
Billy.
I like showing like the little bit of the superiority that Nigok saw, because Nigok saw is a fun character to play in Heroscape anyway. But this kind of just shows his powerful superiority over the Airborne Elite, you know, a little bit. Like a grenade doesn't phase him at all.
Well, yeah, because you know in the game he has 6 defense, so you even through the cinematography that you did for this, it shows how powerful he is as a defense. You know, he's a giant wall.
Yeah, he is.
He's a menace on the battlefield.
I like how we're not going to settle this over tea and crumpets. Throw a grenade at him already. That's a wonderful line by Mr. Julie Ranieri there. And I think that was supposed to be just like kind of a goofy line, but I recorded it, so I put it in. There was just normal lines.
Look at the set design. I mean, your guys, they're in the cavern right now, and there's just so much terrain. Like, did you have to, you know, like how many terrain pieces were there on set?
That's a good point. I mean, well, the immediate terrain, and then you see some like towering mountains basically in the background. I mean, there is space actually between them to where there's no terrain, and then the mountains, I just had to make sure you didn't see the table that's there. So it's kind of spaced out to try and make it look like the set's bigger than it actually is.
Was this scene all one set, or this is multiple sets?
This scene was all one set.
You had to have seen the pictures of his behind the scenes stuff. His sets are massive.
Yeah, it's on Instagram. Like how many photos of stuff on Instagram? It's basically how to
a
make
big
Tales of
dining
Valhalla
room table.
101 on there. Because he's fighting for it. So.
Beautiful transition.
Oh, the sword
Yeah.
fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, ready for attack.
Great shot.
Yeah. I love that.
See, I do have a question about this. Is where do you draw the inspiration for the storylines from? I'm not sure.
Well, from
Is
the
it
game
like-
itself. Because Heroscape,
Oh.
I mean, a lot of these characters already have their own storylines and lore within the game. With the exception of like the common squads that have no names in the game, which I've made up on some, like the Airborne Elite, for example. A lot of these names of characters are in the game and they have their own backstories. And I use some of their backstories, but I also, try and enhance, a little bit. I respect the backstories as much as I possibly can. From the
Respect
game.
the source material, but it's your own.
Respect the source material. There you go.
It's your own design.
Right.
Oh, okay. So this isn't anything that's canon then.
No, there are some canon things hinted upon, like at the end of the episode when Kimoshi talks about, do you think the shattering of a pendant will kill me? That's reference to something that happened to Kimoshi when the game was being produced, and an old Heroscape animated video that they did of Kimoshi a while ago. So I do have references. I do have those types of things sometimes when I can to point towards those old Heroscape advertisements.
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this question, but I do have a question because it's been a couple of years since I've looked at the script. You're using a lot, or you have used a lot of the Hive Lords. The only one that I have not seen is Wusaga. Are you going to use her?
Maybe. Maybe
not.
I guess we'll have to see, won't we?
Inquiring minds would like to know.
I really love Gear and Light Folly so much. They're so goofy, but like, it's funny that they're important also. Like they're kind of stuck here, but
yes,
they
almost,
suddenly become important.
They're like what Finn was meant to be in like the most recent Star Wars trilogy, to where he's just a guy. He's there. It's almost like someone who loves Star Wars and it just got thrown into the mix, like, whoa, what's going on? That's almost like what Gear and Light Folly are. They're thrown into this. They don't want to be there, but they end up being a part of it, and they play a lot bigger roles come the second half of season 3.
They're almost like the Sokkas of the group. If anyone's seen Avatar, I feel like they're like the non-benders.
For sure.
Just stuck.
For sure, this is what got flushed out. So there we are.
Oh man.
Stop with the cliffhangers!
Yeah, it is so fast every time. It's not 12 minutes. Like, jeez.
I'm sorry, not sorry, but this is. I promise this is the last Kimoshi cliffhanger. The last Kimoshi cliffhanger, because there are a few Kimoshi cliffhangers. I admit throughout season 2 and 3, but this is the last Kimoshi cliffhanger. I promise.
I don't know, guys. Should we trust him?
I'm not saying
No,
it's
it's gonna have a
cliffhanger, but it's not going to be a Kimoshi one.
This is what a call I would like to make towards our fans. They can write and collaborate, if you will, for lack of better terms, storylines, kind of like the Star Wars series, right? You have 4, 5, and 6 is your first initial. Then you got your prequels. It's a whole new story set. You have Solo, an individual story. Then you have 7, 8, 9. Okay, and you also have Rogue. Rogue One? That series.
Yeah.
It's like if we can get other creators to make content to do something in a similar manner, like they collaborate the stories together. You have a tangible string of a story that pulls from the universe and makes things work. That would be so awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, even within the name, Tales of Valhalla, and sure, the story that Ryan's telling is one of the Tales of Valhalla, but there could be other tales within Valhalla that might reference the events happening in his show.
Exactly. I mean, a good scenario to kind of emphasize of what I'm saying here. J.R. Tolkien did, that whole, what is that, Middle Earth series.
Mhm.
And then, other writers had created things like Drid Stewardin, Tales of the Drow and whatnot. It's a very interesting story when you get to it.
Mhm.
They're in the same universe, but the stories are compatible.
Before we close, there's probably a few things I'm going to mention, but there is one other thing I want to mention is a contest. I'm doing another contest.
Woo!
Let us talk about the rules, because the rules are important. And if you're watching this on our Tales of Valhalla YouTube page, there'll also be a description of the rules and a link in the description below. First rule, first thing you gotta do, go on Twitch and follow Conductor Productions on Twitch. So there'll be a link in the description below. I do live streams every Sunday and Wednesday, and looking to build a little bit of an audience. And then, number 2, go to the Tales of Valhalla Episode 6 Season 3 video on Tales of Valhalla YouTube channel. Like and leave a comment below. Talk about the episode you've watched, as well as leaving your Twitch account name so I can verify your entry. The winner will win any selection of any one Tales of Valhalla t-shirt on our merch store, then one custom mini desert sand starter set. No, it's not a main Heroscape starter set, but it's a little mini starter set with some of the terrains used in the making of this episode. Some of the 3D printed terrains, some of the Heroscape terrains. Now, I'm not going to point out all of them because it's a long read, but there is a list of what all the pieces are in the description below in this video or on episode 6's YouTube video. There'll be a description of what all these items are. 2 palm trees and 2 bushes that are part of the Takala jungle set. They have high value points. So
High value.
Yeah, Joe Crazy can attest to that for sure. I'm sure Michael can too as well.
So these are things that are not just 3D printed. These are actual.
Yeah, these are the actual
legit
Heroscape.
Yeah, there's real Heroscape here, and then there's the 3D printed stuff, which is still really as awesome as the real stuff.
So we got Heroscape sand terrain, we got a little bit of swamp terrain too, so people can spice things up with some swamp water, some regular water, so you can have a little bit of oasis there. And then we got miniatures. We have just either to get a person started or to enhance their armies already. And then an unopened Morrow Cavalry. And then, as well, this is the treasure. Some high ground terrain set pieces, sand and some sandstone terrains with also Heroscape hero connectors to connect to the Heroscape tiles, and some elevated rock walls. And then some 3D printed cactus from high ground, some bone structures. The paint on these bones is a little bit reddish just to give it a little bit of a gore type thing going on, like dried gore out in the desert. This is just a real quick tutorial on how to combine the high ground terrain with your Heroscape terrain. See how these Heroscape connectors, they just go right in like so? And then you just add on the high ground terrain, the sand terrain set piece right there. They should just click right in. This was like a little 15-minute build I did. You just see how that all combines together so well, and the rock wall and everything. So you can have yourself a little battle here with these armies, and if needed, you can also have wound tokens, dice order markers if the winner needs them, or if you want any Rise of the Valkyrie or Storm of the Mara rulebooks, I definitely have those too. So that is the prize. And of course, I must say that, unfortunately, the winner can only have a United States address. This will only be shipped to a United States address, so anybody who watches this throughout the world, I apologize, but only United States shipping.
Good luck, heroes.
And you have until end of day, July 27th, whole month of July, you'll have in order to enter. So good luck to everybody.
Sounds like fun.
That's awesome. I know the streams was a little little behind, because looking at the connector pieces, those are really cool connector pieces from High Ground. That's really cool. I've never seen those yet.
Yeah, and that's what really helped match the terrains together with those. Things I think I 3D print the most out of anything else I print from High Ground, just because I want to make sure. And you can obviously 3D print them with the 3D different filament colors to match whatever terrain you're going for.
Yeah.
So yeah, lovely lovely stuff. Like I said, High Ground is just amazing. This has been awesome. So we are coming to a close for this live stream. We came, we viewed, we saw, we conquered. It's just a beautiful thing. Before closing comments, does anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns, anything they want to say?
End stream. End stream now.
You know, Ryan,
Yes, sir.
Big cliffhangers now. Bring it out.
I think Michael was saying something. Hold on.
If you wish to know with what we're talking about, stay tuned for the next episode.
Hold on. Michael, I think you wanted to say something and you kind of cut out, so go ahead, Michael.
you kind of like fulfilled a childhood fantasy for me. Ever since I was a little, and you guys might laugh at this, and that's fine. But ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to, as I got older, was be on a soap opera. That was like my big dream. And the soap opera I wanted to be on got canceled about like 12 years ago. And this, what I was saying earlier about the writing, and then what somebody else said about how the Tales of Valhalla, how even though this arc is concluded, others could begin, and you refer to it as like, you know, some arcs are concluding, some are beginning. It kind of has like a soap opera-like theme with the drama, the comedy, and everything. And to be a part of that, you have literally like fulfilled that for me, like that fantasy childhood dream that I had. And so for that, I wanted to for that.
Michael, it has been an absolute pleasure, because I actually had to, for Michael, I had to travel down, because he lives in Texas. He lives near Fort Worth, Texas, and about 3-4 years ago?
Weatherford,
like
but yes.
Yeah.
It was
close
about
by.
a little over 2 years ago.
It was a little over 2 years.
Yes.
Drove down there with my audio recording equipment, and we did his voiceovers there in like one afternoon, basically, for Kimoshi.
That's dedication.
So
Yeah.
so I've had to try.
Yeah,
I
but you
know
know,
how
it
to
didn't
be
feel like-
mobile and get voice actors being mobile, because I'll probably have to do that more in the future too if we do future seasons. So yeah.
And
No,
what I have to say
Yeah,
about that is, welcome aboard, brother.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
When I auditioned Michael, I was so surprised that he didn't realize how good of a voice actor he was. It just like so much talent. Honestly,
Yeah.
so much talent. I mean, just some of the like Kimoshi is just one character. He can do a variety of stuff that no one's heard yet, that hopefully we'll get the chance to play with possibly in the future. But he's good. He didn't realize how good he is. I'm like, dude, go to voice acting school or something. Do something. But I'm glad you're with us. I'm glad you're part of this with us as well.
Well, thank you, and I'm glad I am a part of this.
It's really fun.
But I am taking you up on that. I've got 10 more classes to get my associate's degree, and then I do want to major in creative writing, but I also want to minor in voice acting. So
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That just makes me so
Congrats,
happy.
man.
Thank you.
Because, yeah, I mean, I don't know what direction you would have been if we hadn't have met. So it's great to have a Facebook friend, to actually have a real friend, and to see that you are taking strides to do that. That made me hit this wire. So there you go. If you are watching this on our Tales of Valhalla YouTube page, this is a very edited down version of what will be about almost an hour and a half of a live stream, and you can see the entire content of this live stream on our Conductor Productions YouTube page, which will be in the screen in front of you, or a link in the description below. And with that, I will sign off by saying,
There you
that's
go.
what's
There's
bad.
one thing I want to say.
Yep.
Is to all our viewers, if you haven't, subscribe and press like right now.
Exactly. Press button, subscribe, follow on Twitch, especially follow on Twitch if you want to get in that contest. And
Enter the contest.
You shall. That is what you need to do, yeah. You enter, and then you will win. But if you don't enter, you will not win. So enter now!
I love these people. I love these
Well
people.
said.
To all you out there, you have a purpose in your life. Find it, pursue it, live it, and we'll see everyone next time. Have a good night. Enjoy the content. Enjoy rewatching the content. Episode 7 is coming soon.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye bye.